For the first time in a long time, the New York State primary matters, and for almost 2 weeks now, the presidential candidates have been doing anything they can to prove just how much they heart New York. Two guys who don't have to prove it, they just do. Joining us now from the Big Apple, Basil Smikle, Executive Director of the New York Democratic Party, and John Burnett, Strategic Advisor for the New York GOP. Gentlemen, nice to have you with us.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Ted Cruz, Thursday night in New York, big GOP dinner. Take a listen.
God bless the great state of New York. I am thrilled to be here with so many friends, so many patriots, so many lovers of liberty. I will admit to you, I haven't built any buildings in New York City. But I have spent my entire life fighting to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Our John Roberts was at that dinner. He wrote this: at least half the audience isn't paying any attention to him. They're eating and talking. For many, it's like he's not even here. John, are folks in New York just so enamored with Donald Trump, their favorite son, that it doesn't matter who else is on the ballot?
You know, I give a lot of credit to Senator Cruz. He's making his way all around the city. He even went to the Bronx. Didn't go so well there. However, he stayed on the campaign trail. And actually, I hosted him at the Marriott in Brooklyn with about 30 voters talking about key issues in the urban community. And let me say, he did extremely well.
You think about that, Basil, as we think about how New York is broken down in the GOP. We'll get to the Democrats in a minute. Many say it's 27 individual primaries. So this Ted Cruz theory where even if he goes and talks to 30 voters as John hosted, is there a chance he actually walks away with some of those 95 delegates?
Well, I definitely think there is a chance, but I chuckle because he's here talking about New York in such a loving way, but he has not built any buildings, but he's clearly not built any bridges either to try to mend any fences with that New York values comment a couple of weeks ago. So he did go to the Bronx, which is my hometown, and they gave him a great Bronx reception there. So I think he'll pick up one or two, but the truth is I don't think he gets a lot of traction in the Empire State.
All right. We'll see who gets traction on the Democratic side. Take a listen to this clip from the Democratic debate a couple of nights ago.
I have supported the fight for 15. I am proud to have the endorsement of most of the unions that have led the fight for 15.
I am sure a lot of people are very surprised to learn that you supported raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
You know, wait a minute.
That's just not accurate.
I have stood on the debate stage with
If you're both screaming at each other, the viewers won't be able to hear either of you.
Basil, to you, as Hillary Clinton is leading in the polls, not as much as Donald Trump is, but still leading in the New York polls, is it that people actively pick her over Bernie Sanders, or do folks in New York and the Bronx, like you talk about, just not know Bernie Sanders?
Well, I definitely think there is a hometown impact here. She represented the Senate from New York, from the state of New York. She's been campaigning over the last couple of weeks. You've seen her talk about not just what she'd do as president, but be able to say, I was your senator, this is what I did for you, I was supportive of you then, I need your support now. So I think there's a hometown aspect to it, despite the fact that Bernie Sanders was born in the Bronx or raised in the Bronx. I'm sorry, in Brooklyn. And the Bronx people would never mistake that for Brooklyn people or vice versa. But despite his Brooklyn connection, I think that Hillary Clinton's been able to say, I was with you then, I need you to be with me now, and that is going to carry a tremendous amount of weight.
John, last word, about 30 seconds.
Well, it's clear that Hillary Clinton has a home court advantage. However, Bernie Sanders is trying his best to disrupt things. In fact, on my way over to the studio, I saw several people in campaign T-shirts, buttons, trying to get out the vote. And speaking about getting out the vote, I think Bernie Sanders is trying to make every opportunity to capitalize on the Verizon strike here in New York City, where 40,000 workers, balked at a great deal. I should say their union bosses balked at a great deal, and are in bed with Bernie Sanders. And I think the best way to describe it is the best get out the vote campaign for Bernie Sanders.
No, we're seeing video right now of Bernie Sanders out on the picket line with the Verizon voters. Actually, that's Bernie Sanders at the Vatican. He was out with the Verizon voters earlier, the Verizon strikers, talking to them almost as soon as that strike began. All right, John, Basil, appreciate it, guys. I know you got a lot of work coming up over the next couple of days. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.